Hello and welcome back to a stream. It is the Nets taking on Phoenix. Welcome back, everyone. This is game number 47 of 82. It is KD's return to Brooklyn. It is an opportunity to win 3 in a row. Ben is out, yeah. Ben is out. Just after, there was plenty of reason to hype him up after playing a very, very good game the other day. Unfortunately, this guy is that made of glass that he can't even withstand one fall to the ground. He's that made of glass. We have an interesting game today. First and foremost, this is the starting 5 for Phoenix, and the starting 5 for the Nets is right here. Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Thomas starts, Bridges, Claxton, Johnson, all starters as well. No Finney-Smith still, if I get the injury report up. It is Dayron still out. It is Derek Whitehead out for the season. Ben Simmons out with a knee contusion, and Finney-Smith with the ankle sprain. So that is the five players for both teams, and the injury report for the Nets. The other day, we didn't get to stream it, and regrettably, because it was Ben Simmons' return, we scored 147 points, which is just unprecedented, ridiculous. Interestingly enough, we're 2-5 in our last 7 games, but we do have a number of good stats. We're number 1 in steals in January, with 8.5. So the switch defense is working. We have the 5th best defensive rating in this stretch of 7 games, the 15th best offensive rating. However, because of the defense, the rebounding has dipped to 27th. So it shouldn't be that, that sort of correlation shouldn't happen. We should be able to hold up the rebounding, as much as the switch defense may sort of compromise that a little bit. Cam Thomas has had 14 games with 30 points this season, but every single one of those has a true shooting percentage of 60% or more. So not only is he scoring with a high volume of points, but he is also scoring at a super efficient rate when that happens. So if that's an indication of anything, it's that Cam Thomas has to score 30 every game, and with him starting, I'll get the starting 5 back up. With him starting, he's in the best position to potentially reach that mark. Ben Simmons had a shockingly good stat line on return. We also had 41 assists. That is only the 3rd time since the turn of the millennium that the Nets have handed out 40 or more assists. And amazingly enough, in the 22-game stretch where we only won 5 games, we were 26th in fast break points with only 12 a game. But when Ben was playing and we had that burst of 14 or so points in 2 minutes, Ben had 6 dimes in the first quarter, the Nets had 13 fast break points. So if that doesn't scream this team looking a completely different side with Ben in it, then I don't know what does. So all we can do is pray that he is all good and ready to go for Nets Philly on the weekend. We're going to miss him a big deal, a great deal today. And with Finney-Smith out, you would suspect that we are terribly undersized for this match. This one's going to be starting very, very shortly, I think. No. This game is on ABC, but it's also on Nets on Yes. So, we're in the spotlight. The last time we were on national TV, we ended up smoking the Lakers, but obviously the Suns are a different sort of proposition that team is very difficult to sort of deal with. I really hope the game hasn't started. I don't think it has. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But the last time we did play Phoenix, we limped to the finish line, but we did get the job done. Kevin Durant sort of threw the game by committing an intentional foul when there absolutely was no reason to. So we won that game 112-100 or 116-112. Interestingly enough, the game prior to that, the Suns beat us 116-112. So the same scoreline, just a flipping of roles. And then the game before that, we lost 117-112. So in the last 3 meetings, there has been a team that has scored 112 points. And it's always been the losing side. The winning team has won with a score of 116 or 117 points. So if that's an indication of anything, just get 116 points and you'll win the game because the opposition will be scoring 112. So there hasn't been too many floggings in recent memory with these two teams. Why is Ben out? Ben is out because of a knee contusion. Man, just like, I think he was trying to get a rebound and he just climbed over and landed on his back. I don't know who the player was that he climbed over, essentially. But he landed and you could see him rubbing his knee. But, bro, if you're getting knocked out for a game because of something as innocuous as that, I mean, it was a hard fall, but, I mean, that just probably demonstrates how fragile this guy is. And, I mean, there's no secret that this team is far better with him in the team than without him. It's just the problem of, well, having to manage his minutes because he only played 18 minutes the other day and he was playing garbage time, sort of. I don't think it's JV's fault for playing him in that time. You know, that is a good stage of the game to sort of get a few extra minutes under his belt when the game is sort of a little bit less pressured. And, you know, you can sort of play at a bit of a slower pace and be a bit more conservative. I think that was, the right time for him to play. It's just like he's that injury prone that no matter what you do, how much you play him, how conservative you are with the approach, this guy just doesn't know how to stay fit and healthy. So it is what it is. Kevin Durant did get a tribute video. He didn't want one, but he's going to get one anyway, which probably talks about the Nets franchise as a whole, not really listening to KD. I think that may be probably an indication of how things ended up going, whether it was for right or wrong. You know, KD was a player that you really couldn't have fucked up the relationship with, and we eventually did. It was just untenable. So KD's going to get a round of applause. I'd imagine there's a fair few Phoenix fans in the building as well. There is a lot of people in the house for this one. I mean, you probably still have some fans like KD stands that are freshly removed from supporting the Nets, now following the Suns. So it's sort of a win-win type scenario here for both franchises in terms of, you know, the representation this sort of game will get. It's on national TV as well. So a lot of people watching this one, a lot of eyes on this game. Gabriel, welcome to the stream. It's been a minute. I was really disappointed you didn't call the Jazz game. Unfortunately, couldn't get in front of the PC to call that one. As much as I was watching it as much as I could, like I did watch the full replay because I sort of felt obligated to. Wasn't able to get in front. Well, look, even though Ben Simmons is out, I feel like a lot of players are riding a bit of a positive wave of momentum. That game the other day was just so good to watch. Ball movement, players playing their role, and not looking overwhelmed by the burden. I think the Cam Thomas inclusion into the starting lineup has allowed us to have a little bit more balance, I do feel, with what we're getting out of the starting lineup. Offense looks a lot better because Mikal looks a little bit freer. It's almost like his you know, I mean, his back probably feels a lot better, but in a more fictional sense, his back feels better because he's not carrying this team on offense, should I say, because he wasn't really carrying this team on defense. No one was. Anyway, we're underway, and it's Spencer Dinwiddie who has the responsibility of guarding KD, which I'm not sure about. And already Spencer Dinwiddie picks up a foul trying to navigate through the Nurkic screen. So I really don't understand why we don't play a little bit taller. Like Dinwiddie or Johnson, one of those two had to not play tonight in the starting lineup because you're just way too small. Gordon is starting. That's a good pass to Nurkic. He just lost the ball and he flung it out of bounds, and it will be Nets' ball. So the Nets, the other day forced a crap ton of turnovers. They had 25 fast break points, and to go with 25 second chance points. So that's the first time that's happened this season. Over 10 steals, nearly 10 blocks. It was a great defensive performance. Helped fuel the 147 points. Johnson out to Dinwiddie. Booker has no headband. 3 to shoot. Dinwiddie gets through. Got to get one up. Claxton, as the shot clock expires. Well worked. The dump off by Dinwiddie. The defender was drawn. Claxton, an easy uncontested jam. First 2 points of the game go the way of the Brooklyn Nets. They're going to feed KD in the post. Dinwiddie picks him up. Bridges comes over with the help. Booker gets through. That 2 is off. And the rebound is secured by Bridges after Nurkic slammed it into the floor trying to secure it. Johnson, Claxton in the middle. Back to Johnson. Wide open 2 because Nurkic is playing drop. And that is too easy. And 4-0 Nets to start things off. So a good start. Nurkic. They're looking for KD again. They're going to give it to Booker instead, who's guarded by his former teammate Bridges. Now the switch. Claxton picks him up. Booker shoots the step back 2. Doesn't get the bounce. Nurkic with the board. And it's knocked away. So Johnson with the active hands. And I thought with the offensive rebound secured, they were going to get an easy 2, given we had the 2 cams under the basket. The 2 guys I would not trust with playing defense under any circumstance. But they did pretty well. Booker from the inbounds on the move. The 2 was lined up and he misses. So he's missed his first 3. Johnson up top. The screen by Claxton. Clax rolls. Gets into the paint. Shoots off the window and doesn't get the angle. The rebound by Beal. He's going to drive. Stop. Pull up. And score. That's their first 2 on the board. It's taken a couple minutes to do so. But that'd be good for the Suns to see in terms of the ball going through the hoop, because you don't really want to start in a slump. Thomas, he's got Nurkic on him. 2 defenders drawn. Johnson is open on the wing. Got to hit those. He misses. I don't think he missed the 3 the other day. So already going a bit worse. KD, stripped of the ball by Dinwiddie. However, he was off balance and fell out of play. So defense prevailing early on when it comes to the Nets perspective. So 4-2, KD on the inbounds. Shoots over the top and misses, but the long rebound by Beal. Nurkic will hand it off to KD. The roll by Nurkic. You have no numbers, and you're going to have to be a little bit better than that, especially with a terribly small lineup. You can't be allowing the switch that easily. There's certain times you use the switch. That time is not one of those situations. Cam Thomas moves through and somehow squares up and scores. That is a crazy bit of work done there by Cam Thomas to square up. Beal changes direction on the cut. The kick out to Booker to the corner for Gordon. The 3 is well off and the rebound by Claxton. So from the outside, they haven't been ideal. Claxton, the layup is good, and KD had no answer. And that's capitalizing on the early offense. All those benefits you get. And now Nurkic nearly lost the ball, then did lose the ball. Bridges gets it to Claxton. Nurkic, oh wow. that is, well, a very good bit of work by D-Book to stop Claxton. I thought that was a regulation dunk for him. And, well, unfortunately, for the Nets, they weren't able to capitalize for the second consecutive possession in transition. Instead, they'll have to do things in the half court, and they give it to Cam Thomas. Claxton's open under the basket, and there was a lot of miscommunication. Two players were following Cam, and Nurkic was one of those, thus leaving Claxton open under the basket. The Nets are up 10-4. It's been a very, very positive start to open things, and can't complain. All right. If you are enjoying this one early on, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll be back for Nets Philly on Sunday, Saturday night, wherever you are. Hopefully Ben is back. I think Embiid would be out for some time with that hyperextended knee. If he comes back in like 3 days, it's miraculous. Maxi's also out, so potentially another opportunity for a dub. That's provided he's not healthy. Right now, though, the Nets have started very, very positively. And they have a nice early 6-point lead. A nice little lead by half a dozen. Claxton has got 6, so that's going to be an interesting battle. Clax has taken 5 shots already, so to go with the steal, 6 points. You can't really complain. 2 points for Cam, an assist for Cam. He's done a pretty good job early on as well. And even though the Nets haven't shot threes, they're getting the looks that are being given to them, and they're capitalizing, and they're recognizing that there is that opportunity presented to them. I do like this version of Mikal where he hasn't taken a shot yet. I do imagine JV may try to get him more involved, but as long as Cam Thomas is running the offense, you see that Mikal can get his points equally, if not more effectively, when he has the basketball less. So Cam really optimizes those chances. For Phoenix, they're 2 of 9. Kevin Durant is 0 of 1 actually. And he has been stripped of the basketball a couple times. Devin Booker yet to score. Beal has scored his first shot, and Nurkic with, even though 2 offensive rebounds, two turnovers as well. So not the most ideal of starts for Phoenix, but if you look at things from a Nets perspective, that is exactly what you want to see out of this team. Even though we're playing a far smaller lineup, you don't want to make those excuses. So yeah, situation looking not too bad at the moment. But obviously we're not even 4 minutes into the game, so don't jump the gun. Hold your horses. Alrighty. Woohoo! G up. You know what's so depressing? Kevin Durant, Booker, and Beal are playing their 17th game tonight together as a group. And Beal was out for a lot of time this season. And, well, the Nets, with Durant, Harden, and Irving, they only ever played 16 games. George, Kawhi, and James Harden, they've played 34 games. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, 38 games. So we've been really starved of any success, and the gods are not favoring us one bit, are they? Or haven't favored us in the past, and I don't imagine that that'll change in the future. The Nets will decide to press early in the offensive set for Phoenix. Bill to KD, picked up by Spencer, who's been given the responsibility of guarding taller players. Dinwiddie guarded Lowry Markkanen last game and did a pretty decent job. KD at the free throw line because the Nets have committed a 3-second violation on the defensive side. So that is a free point, and KD is on the board. So the Nets are an improved team defensively. The problem is the offense has not nearly been up to scratch. But that last game really helped fuel things up a little bit. Booker on the outside. Now Gordon will look to Nurkic. To the corner for Beal. Thomas fell over. And there is a foul on CT. Beal went up and wasn't able to convert. Thomas just fell over. And it's going to be 2 free throws for Bradley Beal, who, interestingly enough, has looked their most dangerous. I do remember the last time we played Phoenix that D-Book looked awfully passive in the first half. Then in the third quarter was on a flamethrower, or was a flamethrower. So, first converted by Beal. There's a lot of love shown between KD and Cam Thomas. Obviously, KD would have mentored Cam. That offensive greatness being transferred from one to another. So I think there'll be a lot of respect between both parties. That one is knocked out of play by the SUNS as the Nets were trying to look for Clax. So from the inbounds, Thomas, drive, lob, and dunk. And if you're going to get the switch, if Cam Thomas is going to have Nurkic on him, best believe that those lobs are going to be on offer with KD guarding the perimeter. So Suns are 2 of 9 from the field. The Nets shooting 67%. Beal, the drive and spin, gets one up, and good defense by Cam Johnson. Forces the floater to pull up short. Johnson hesitated, lob, and that one was partially blocked by the rim. Easy buckets for Eric Gordon, and the Suns cut it to 3. So Nets will look to get those 2 points back, and there's a foul. Foul is on Booker. I think Clax very well may feast today, especially if we keep feeding him up top. Granted, there is more potential for him beyond being an alley-oop merchant, but yeah. O'Neal is in and Lonnie Walker is in. So who the fuck is our 5? O'Neal? Watford's also in. So a very different look. Watford getting some minutes because we need that size. We're missing a fair bit of it today. 8 to shoot. Thomas in a switch. He's doubled. Step back 3 is very well short. That is poor shot selection. And KD will drive and he lost the ball. And they've called a foul on O'Neal. So KD's going to get a couple shots. And let's have a look at it. Yeah, there was a swipe in there somewhere. So KD at the free throw line has already made 1 free throw via courtesy of a technical. He makes that one there. And they've got 1 more free throw to come here. Cam's really got to look to drive on Nurkic a little bit more. Can't be shooting those contested threes. So the Nets, who have led every second of this game, only lead by 1. It's Thomas looking for the Watford screen, who is playing that small ball 5. The switch. Thomas to the corner for Johnson, who does not hesitate and hits. And it is the Nets up 4. Booker gonna pull the trigger early. That is too easy. What the fuck was our defense doing? And JV's gonna call a timeout because you got to be very, very upset about that. What on earth was that defense that I just witnessed there? That is just too easy. I mean, D-Book was just guarding Cam Johnson, so like, what is Royce O'Neal? Well, Royce O'Neal actually was too busy guarding Nurkic, and then he's like in that in-between sort of place where he had to pick up Nurkic, but he saw the shot wide open, and he's like, well, who's going to step up to the plate here? And unfortunately, no one did. So the lead is 1. As a result of that, the Suns have started to find a few more outlets in terms of the way they score. They aren't shooting it too well, That was their first 3-point make on the back of Booker's shot. But the 5 free throws really helping him out early in a time of the game where they are sort of struggling a little bit to get going offensively. So with a smaller team that the Nets are playing, the Suns are going to find ways, plenty of ways to score. The Nets have been feeding Claxton early. He's been a focal point. Bridges has not scored yet and actually went to the bench early. So I'm not sure how we're playing Mikal's minutes today. But that really raises a few eyebrows with the way we're approaching it. 7 of 11 from the field so far, so that is a very good start shooting-wise. But the free throws, or the lack thereof from our end, is really placing us in a bit of a disadvantaged position. It's good to see Cam Thomas, though. Even though he's only taken the 2 shots, he's already got 3 dimes to his name, and that is not an area he's usually too well known for. He didn't have an assist the other day, so I mean, with Ben Simmons out and Spencer Dinwiddie obviously on the bench, that's going to change the way Cam Thomas sort of has to play, because he's going to assume the facilitating duties a little bit more. But overall, not a bad start. We've led every second of this game so far. And look, there is definitely room to grow. For sure. Alrighty. So, 6 minutes to play after 6 minutes gone in the first. And it's 15-14. Black started well. The Suns not doing too well offensively, but they've had more free throws made than field goals, so that is really giving them a little bit of boost. So the Nets, I reckon we need to get to the free throw line just a little bit, because, you know, got to try get a few free points. Watford, the handoff to Walker. The step back 2 is open, and he hits. He is money, bro. You very rarely see him missing shots. Like, he is stuck on automatic, and usually has a tendency to be. We're playing a bit of zone with the smaller lineup. Beal to Booker, and now they feed Nurkic. That is just, bro, they are going to fucking feast. If you are going to play zone, you need to help whoever the hell is picking up Nurkic, because that is just going to be out muscle after out muscle after out muscle. Watford gets it up and in over the top of Nurkic. Good make. Booker. That's an offensive foul, and Johnson draws it. And it's going the other way. I believe it's a push-off. JV wanted a, well, he thought that Watford was fouled, and he probably was. Nurkic definitely went over the top of him. So, the Nets getting a few stops here and there. So, Walker, O'Neal, Watford, Johnson, Thomas, the 5. Watford, O'Neal. Kick out to Walker, who pulls the trigger, and that one was off. But that was definitely on line. A little bit more lift, and it goes down. Oh, wow. KD over the top. That's off. Early offense, 1 and done, is no good. Thomas down the middle. Pulls up for 2 in the mid-range. And that one was a gimme that Cam would usually make, but he doesn't score that one. Gordon to KD. Watford's too busy fixing his shoe and forgot that he had to play defense. And KD knocks it down and, well, ties the game up at 19 apiece. Bridges getting ready to return. Thomas the drive. The kick out. Nearly stolen. Watford to Thomas in the mid-range. He shoots again. Nurkic doesn't even try contesting it, and you get the sense that there are going to be a lot of those on offer as long as Nurkic plays drop. Okogie playing that zone again. Walker in the middle. The cutter was there. It was KD, and that's going to be a foul on O'Neal. Let's have a look. Because I actually don't think that was a... I don't actually think... I don't know if that was a foul or not, but looks like we're going to be starved of the replay. Eubanks is into the game for Phoenix, replacing Nurkic at the 3:50 mark of the opening quarter. Two personals on O'Neal. So he's got to be a little bit more responsible with the fouls because very short in that respect. I don't know if Wilson is on G League assignment. We could do with a player like him in the game today. Watford is going to look for CJ. Gets it to him now on the wing. Picked up by Eubanks. Shoots the three over the top. That is a terrible shot, but we get the long board. Walker to Johnson. Oh, good move. Weaves through. Is fouled +1. And look, that wasn't out of the playbook. But you take the 2, and then you take the free throw that comes with it. Okogie just a little bit late on the closeout and then fell for multiple pump fakes. It is 23-21, and CJ can get this lead back up. KD goes to the bench. Booker gets back into the game, I believe. Bates Diop into the game. Eric Gordon is also in. CJ makes the free throw. So the Suns are running Booker, Okogie, Bates Diop, Eubanks, Eric Gordon, and the Nets have got Bridges, O'Neal, Watford, Walker, Johnson. So Thomas to the bench. Booker. Good bit of hesitation. Shoots and misses. That's great defense by T-Watt. And now Bridges will pull up for 3. And he hits. And he was doing that at will the other day. And the Nets are up 6. Biggest lead of the quarter, I do feel. Equal best. Gordon the response. Yes. The net didn't even move. 3-point game. First make of the game for Eric Gordon. Bridges gets into the paint. That's a good little adjustment to get the pass off. And Johnson, top of the key, misses. Decent look, but it hit back iron. And now the Suns can get it down to 1 or tie it up. And there is a foul on Bridges. Eubanks will be the guy benefiting from that. And it'll be free throws with the Suns in the bonus. And Dennis Smith will check in. Dinwiddie also getting ready. Same with Claxton. So we do well with the minutes where we had no recognizable center playing the 5. So I would assume Dennis Smith is going to get the responsibility of playing on Booker, Watford, and O'Neal to the bench. Good minutes by them, albeit limited. Excuse me. Eubanks missed the first, and the second free throw lined up is also off. Got to get the board, but we don't. It's Bates Diop. Walker. How is there no tie-up? Claxton saves, and Bridges is able to sweep it up. So the Nets turn an offensive rebound into, well, a steal. Bridges, step back 2 is off, and those are the shots you hate to see from Mikal. Percentage of making them is so much lower. Booker the 3 rattles home. It's tied up at 27. I'm not liking our recent choices of shot selection. Too many 3s. Dinwiddie, I don't know why he didn't lob it up. He didn't even try to lay it up. He was just in between. Didn't know what decision to make. And well, it was deflected out of play, and we're going to have to reset, but a disjointed sort of possession. Dinwiddie on the perimeter. Gets into the paint. You got to shoot it. Oh, the problem with Claxton driving is he just... Oh, it's just terrible for spacing. Okogie with the rebound, and the Suns, having trailed the whole quarter, can take the lead. Bates Diop backs down Walker. The kick out to Booker. And what the hell is Spencer doing? Just gave up on the contest. Claxton saves it. After Booker missed a wide open look, and now Walker, picked up by Bates Diop, will drive the bounce pass to Claxton. It's a jump ball. So well done by Eubanks to read that pass and cause a lockup without committing a foul. So it'll be a jump ball between the two fives for both teams. Claxton and Eubanks. It is won by Phoenix. So a good stop there. All drew Eubanks, and now Booker the drive, stops and waits. We didn't fall for the pump fake. Booker on the outside as he relocated, hits the three. They've got the lead. And it's 30-27. The Suns are on a 9-0 burst in the last 2 minutes. It's been a mixture of multiple reasons. Dinwiddie, the response, yes. And that's a good look. And you got to hit those every single day of the week as an NBA player. And we do so. It is tied at 30 all. Not tennis scores. Might as well be. Booker picked up by DSJ. Dennis tried to go for the steal. Booker well protected. And now in a switch with Claxton. Shoots over the top. He misses badly. And you live with those. That is a good stop. If they're willing to take that shot, then you live with it. Because that is not a good look for a lot of NBA players. And with Claxton contesting with that reach of his, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Dinwiddie, kick out. Bridges is open for three. Got to hit those. Oh, my God. Couldn't ask for a better look. I honestly think, though, Dinwiddie is a little bit too pass first. Those layups were on. Beal. Dennis nearly picked the pocket. The drive. Beal misses the layup. Rebound by Claxton. That is the first quarter done. So quarter time, it's 30 all. And the Nets did not for 1 second in that opening quarter trail. 30 apiece as we move forward into the second quarter. Let's have a look at the box score. You can see Cam Thomas has got 4 points and 3 dimes, so a very good return for him in the opening quarter. Claxton with 8 points, 4 boards, and a dime and a steal, so he's done a little bit of everything. CJ with 8, and Mikal Bridges only the 3 points and 2 boards. So the only turnover we've had is via Cam Johnson. So a pretty good start by this team on both ends. The free throw number is letting us down a little bit, but 9 dimes after having 40 the other day in total. 52% from the field, shooting the ball well from 3. Everyone's getting a couple of looks. Everyone on the team in the starting lineup has scored. From a Phoenix perspective, D Book has not made a layup or any shot inside the 3-point line. That's where all his points have come from. KD has only had 1 field goal made, but he's had 5 free throw attempts. And Bradley Beal's got 4. So, look, it hasn't been a bad start. They're shooting pretty poorly, or pretty bang average from the field. But the free throws and the 3-point shooting are really helping him out a ton. And that is why they sit where they sit. That free throw advantage is just too large, and we've really got to minimize the disparity going into the second, third, fourth quarters. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe as well if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus Sixers this weekend, so that'll be a really good game to be witness to. Those in chat that have just joined us, welcome. But a good start. A good start. I can't really ask for much of a better start, apart from maybe the lack of discipline free throw wise. But Going in, I think we always knew that would be difficult. With no Ben, no Dorian and Finney-Smith, those are two key cogs of your defense. So for us to defend as well as we have on the interior, I think that's been a really good positive. Real good positive. Alrighty. So 30 apiece. Second quarter action about to get underway. It's going to be interesting to see who starts this second quarter because we're seeing a lot of chopping and changing. Not real consistency with what we've seen in previous weeks. Usually you see Mikal not getting a break in the first quarter, but we've had to do things a little bit differently recently, and Mikal did get a rest in the first quarter. So maybe we want him to have a little bit more longevity in this game. So 5 on the floor for the Nets to start this second quarter is DSJ, Spencer Dinwiddie, Claxton, Walker, and Bridges. Wraparound by Lonnie Walker. The drive, the scoop is off. The rebound by the Suns. Good defense. So looking for Claxton again. But that was cut off, and so Lonnie had to go up himself. KD. Picked up by Spencer at the logo. Going to ask for the screen, and now the switch. Eubanks rolls to the corner for Bates Diop, who drives the pass to Eubanks. That rims out. The tip-in is good, and the foul. And you have just simply got to box that out. We had two players under the basket, and neither of them could box out Bates Diop. Like, that's just poor. Both these guys are too busy fucking ball watching that they don't actually acknowledge that there is a man under the basket. Those are the things that, I don't care if you're playing switchable defense, those are the things that you can well and truly dictate. You've got to be worried about your man as well as the ball that's about to rim out. Walker into the paint. Lob. Claxton the throwdown. 33-32. Those looks have been on offer all day, and I don't want to see us fall away from that either. Beal, picked up by Dennis. Doing well defensively here to deny a pass. We get it to KD in the corner. They get it to KD in the corner. KD rises up and scores over the top of two. And with a severe size advantage, we're going to see a bit of that, you would imagine. Claxton, Walker, picked up by Bates Diop in the corner. Screen, Walker, layup, and there was a defensive 3-second call. And it'll be the Nets getting a look in. So free throw coming up. And Bridges converts, so cuts it to 2. So Bridges going to inbound on the restart. Claxton. Walker on the wing. He's going to drive. Gets by Eubanks. Layup. Where was the foul? Suns will break out in transition. KD. Pass. Good cut. Eubanks. Easy dunk. Great offense by the Suns. That is chalk and cheese. Bread and butter. Whatever combination. 11 Suns fast break points. That's really helping him out early on. Dinwiddie to Dennis Smith. Back out to Dinwiddie. Catch and shoot 3 is off. Rebound by Eubanks. So the Suns can get a little bit of breathing space here. KD to Beal. lost it, and it's going to go the other way. And so the Nets will look to get into a set. Dennis to Claxton. Now to Dinwiddie. Gives it to Bridges, who fumbled it, but then shot a three, and he missed it as well. I don't know why we don't attack the basket a little bit more. The looks are there. Another easy two for Okogie, and he just like completely got removed. And he's got to get back on defense. We had the outnumber, and we just don't know how to take advantage. Bridges. What the fuck, dude? How is that an offensive foul? The one shot we get an and one converted, or the opportunity at an and one. You're kidding. Okogie's down. But fam, surely there was the body bump before he got hit in the face. Come on. That's a firm hit. Yeah, probably is an offensive foul. But the thing is, the contact happens at the exact same time. He initiates the contact at the same time. The same time as the hit to the face. So, I don't fucking know what they're going to call this shit. I don't know. So it's going the other way, which is frustrating because I thought that was going to be a nice slicing of the deficit, but let's have a look if they upgrade it. Yeah. So it is going to be Phoenix ball, but no flagrant. So it is going to be the Suns who can get this lead up a little bit further. The Nets were up 27-21. And since that point, it has been an 18-6 run with the potential for more to grow. So the Suns would be very happy with what they've done in these KD minutes. KD, the handoff to Beal. The switch now. Claxton picks him up. Kick out. Knocked away. Bridges with the steal. And the Nets have got to capitalize here. Dinwiddie. Back to Bridges. I hate this fucking conservative play on the break. Bridges. Fadeaway two is off. Like, Spencer Dinwiddie needs to not hold the whole fast break possession up. Had to shoot it. KD, too easy. I mean, not too easy. That's just greatness. I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie could have done anything more, but I can't help but think that there needs to be a better matchup for that. Surely you get someone with a better wingspan, man. Spencer with the scoop. Gets it down to 6. That's a big bucket by him. Thomas getting ready to return. The offense has looked a little bit stunted without him. KD. Picked up by Spencer. Gets through. That's basically an uncontested look for KD. And he scores again. He's absolutely cooking at the moment. Walker. Another switch. Drive. Claxton in the middle. Layup. Can't get it to go. Good defense baits Diop. And now Okogie the other way. Screen. Gets through. Shoots and scores. I cannot believe Josh Okogie's actually been a source of offense for them. We need to be a lot taller. Dennis. Nice little finger roll by him after faking the handoff. So, Nets got to get a stop. We're allowing the Suns to shoot 88% in the quarter. 88%. They've made 7 of their 8 shots. Knocked away by Bridges, but it gets to Okogie. Eubanks in the middle. Shoots over the top and scores again. Like, that is just too easy. No denial of the pass, no nothing. No physicality, no nothing. Dennis. Bridges. Oh my god, he was ready to fire. He didn't even need to readjust. He just let it fly and it went down. So, Mikal on the catch. Lethal. KD tried to draw a foul on the 3, but instead did not get that call. And so the Nets in transition. Walker, open 3. Yes! Good response by the Nets. 2 consecutive threes. Stops lead to offense, and Lonnie had an open look there on the back of a stop. And so I thought the Suns were going to call a timeout because KD was basically walking to Vogel, but they're still going. Double. Eubanks rolls. Okogie in the corner's open, and he airballed the 3. The rebound by Dinwiddie. That's a bad miss. Dinwiddie, please drive it. He does. He gets into the paint. Got rid of Eubanks. Foul +1. Spencer Dinwiddie. Good score. We got a timeout. The Nets, after allowing a run of sorts by the Suns over an extended period, they have responded with 8 straight points. 1 more to come at the free throw line, potentially. And it is now down to 2. The Suns lead in the blink of an eye. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new as well. We'll be back for Nets versus Philly in a couple of days. So make sure to tune in for that. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. It looks like the Nets are playing a little bit of a better brand recently. So, you know, this is probably the time you want to be watching Nets basketball, I do think. Or at least listening to it. Or listening to me commentate it. Alrighty. I've got to check the box score. I just completely forgot to do that. This is basically the Suns looking. I mean, JV is a fucking maniac for making Spencer Dinwiddie guard KD. Probably saw him do a decent job on Lowry Markkanen and was like, I want to see this again. But KD and Markkanen are just worlds apart. Okogie's got 7 off the bench. They're shooting it, well, excellently well now. They haven't had free throws in the quarter, which is probably the reason we're in it. We are equally shooting the ball well, but the Suns do have an advantage in terms of the amount of free throws they've made. We're already at 13 dimes, which is a huge positive. Clax has got 10. He leads the way for the Nets. Bridges got 7. All his points from the outside. Cam Johnson's got 8. Spencer's got 7 as well on great efficiency. So with all these players firing, we need no one to hold us back and anchor us down, weigh us down. That's going to be essential for a win today, especially when you've got, well, you're feeling a bit short-handed. Really bold. Look, I think in the second half you have to start O'Neal. I think you have to start O'Neal and play him on KD. Send Dinwiddie to the bench. Cam Thomas can facilitate. I think it's really that simple. I don't really know what the point is of guarding KD with Spencer Dinwiddie and Spencer not even facilitating on the offensive side. Like, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. It's like an extra player on the court for no damn reason. All right. Why is an Australian calling a Nets Suns game? Well, I do every Nets game, my guy. Are they televising this down under? They are. But not actually on ABC. It's like rewired through like a streaming service. But I'm watching it on League Pass. Free throw by Dinwiddie converted. 47-46. The Suns are up. It is a 9-0 run for the Nets. They've cut the lead from 10-1. KD, the switch. O'Neal now picks him up. We're playing small ball. I want to see an O'Neal Claxton front court. I don't know what the fuck this bullshit is where Dinwiddie is playing on their bigs. It just doesn't make sense. Dinwiddie the drive. Oh my goodness, the ball is stuck on the top of the backboard. It is stuck. Circus shot of sorts. Oh goodness. It is lodged at the very top of that backboard, right where the camera is, I think. I don't know what sort of camera that is, but that basketball is perched right up there. And they got it back down, of course. But a miss by the Nets. And so the Suns have made a couple of changes. Eric Gordon back in. Devin Booker back in. I said Derek. Nurkic is back in. Bates Diop remains in. Bro, you can't keep playing this bullshit, bro. They are just going to do the same thing over and over again. What a fucking idiotic scheme. Having Bridges guard Nurkic. Having Dinwiddie guard KD. What sort of fucking bullshit is this? Drive. Good score by Dennis. Gets through. Scores easily with the finger roll. Nurkic guarding O'Neal. Like, if you're going to play this small, you can't switch. O'Neal just... Oh my goodness! Dennis nearly blocked the crap out of Nurkic. Nurkic completely discarded O'Neal, but there was no offensive foul. Oh, that could have really been an offensive foul. That was a bit of a bullshit no call there. I think that has to be called. Free throw by Nurkic is good. You just have to play Claxton every minute that Nurkic is in. If you're going to play O'Neal, you've got to play... You have to play O'Neal and Claxton in the second half. We just can't go this small. We don't even have Cam Johnson on the floor. Like, what the fuck is this lineup? Dinwiddie, O'Neal, Bridges, Thomas, and Dennis. It's just too small. It's just too small. O'Neal to Dennis to Bridges. He's got Bates Diop on him. Dennis thought about the three, didn't shoot it. Dennis out to Dinwiddie. We've got 2 to shoot. Step back 3 by Spencer. Those are the ones he usually makes. And unfortunately this time it was not the case. Gordon to Nurkic. What the fuck is this lineup? I will continue to say it. That is the biggest throwaway lineup I've ever seen. It's just too fucking stupid. Like, what on earth are you thinking with this lineup? Bro, I need to, like... I'm convinced supporting this team is experimental. Like, we are test subjects, and JV is one of the facilitators of this experiment. Basically toying with the emotions of every single supporter. Tearing their hearts apart when we're sort of in the game by putting together these bullshit lineups. Like, what the fuck, man? Spencer Dinwiddie, Royce O'Neal guarding their front court with Nurkic in it. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Mate, that doesn't... Bro, that is the most common sense crap to not play that sort of a lineup. But guess what? JV likes to go against the grain, doesn't he? Because JV's got to be different. He's got to be different. He's got to set himself apart from the rest of the pack, doesn't he? Because he's not noticed enough, is he? I mean, we're in this game, but some lineups, man, just like, use your brain. JV, I know you've got one. Yes, it's probably more exposed to sunlight because you got no hair. But, mate, it shouldn't be damaged from the sunlight. Just fucking use it. Use your brain. Like, that is so dumb. Like, you have, if you really want to, oh my god, you have Harry Giles on your bench. You got Jalen Wilson. I don't know if he's active. Is he active? I've got no idea. Someone enlighten me. Is Jalen Wilson active? Because that is just next level stupid. Like, I don't understand it, dude. Like, that is just so nonsensical. Excuse me. For fuck's sake, man. I'm still trying to regather my thoughts. Because that is just, that is the definition of throwing a game. Like, you're not even trying defensively as a coach. Like, that is just lazy. Put out the small ball lineup and try outscore them. It's not going to work because defensively you don't have any chance of getting a stop. That is clearly positioning your team to lose. That's positioning your team to fail. Oh my god, it's just like so dumb. Thank God they brought Claxton back in. They've brought Johnson back in. So the starting five for the Nets on the floor right now. Booker is in the game. No Beal or KD at the moment. Dinwiddie the driving kick. Thomas with 6 the shoot. Out to Dinwiddie. Drive. Lob it up. Nope. Johnson in the corner for 3. Couldn't be any better of a look. But Spencer, yet again, getting to in between. He's got to make up his mind whether he wants to shoot it or pass it and make the quick thinking decision. Booker to Gordon. They're going to feed it to Nurkic. The help needs to arrive. Thus, it allows an open Gordon 3, and he misses. Luckily, the rebound by Claxton, and now Bridges will look to make something happen. He's blitzed. No look to Johnson. Middle to Claxton. Hand off to Bridges. Bates Diop is there. Got rid. Shoots and scores the 2. The turnaround on the baseline was good. Completely removed Bates Diop from the situation. Nurkic gonna back down Claxton. Well defended. Nurkic got one up. Missed it. Somehow they get a board. Oh my god, bro. We have the numbers under the basket again. Thomas gets the foul. Oh! The angle! How was he made that work? CT hanging off the window. Very acute angle he was dealing with, yet found a way. And we're going to get an and one opportunity through Cam Thomas. Had Booker in the air, bumped bodies, got it up and in. That is a stupidly good shot. Looks like there's going to be a timeout called, and D-Book's got to go to the bench because he's on 3 personals. Good minutes though, by Bates Diop, because KD's been on the bench for some time. That has been the like-for-like swap, and that's really been working. He's providing some good energy minutes, playing good defense. I just don't understand, though, with these backup center minutes, you have Giles on the bench. These are the sort of games you can't play small ball, especially when your number one small ball option, Finney Smith, is out injured. This is where you play the center. The center that you have on the bench in reserve in the case that you don't have any other backups. Surely Harry Giles isn't that bad. Alrighty. So 57-52 the scoreline. Free throw by CT after the timeout is good. That didn't deter him in any way, shape, or form to make the free throw. Okogie, no, sorry, that's Beal. Okogie is in the game, though. Durant back in. Booker to the bench. Nurkic the drive. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. That is rubbish, dude. That is not a foul, ever. That is just phantom. Bro, he just fell over, bro. He just fell over. That is just a joke. Calling absolute bullshit. Objectively, that is not a foul. Ball don't lie. Free throw missed. That is just not a foul. We should be running in transition at this point. Nurkic missed the first. Split the pair by making the second. 5-point game. Thomas to Dinwiddie. 2 minutes to play in the opening half. Now to Bridges, to the corner for Johnson. Back to Bridges. And now Claxton up top looking for the handoff. He gives it to Dinwiddie, who drives down the middle. What the fuck is he doing lobbing it up? What is he doing lobbing it up? Claxton clearly in a terrible position to receive that pass. That entry pass. That is what I hate about Spencer. Like, that opportunity was there to get the floater up and he's too busy looking for the pass. I think that's actually the thing hurting Spencer most. Got to practice that floater game. Johnson flings it out to Bridges on the wing. Yes! And he wanted the foul. He's not going to get it. Or should I say JV wanted the foul. Instead, he had to help his teammate up. Sorry, his team player up. KD going to back down Dinwiddie. Bridges comes over to help. Good rotation across. We block off all the outlets. And now they're going to look for KD again, who is doubled. The rotation across. The 3 by Beal is off. Excellent defense. We get it ahead to Johnson, who got ahead of the pack. Lost the ball. And there is a foul. And CJ is absolutely kicking himself for missing the layup. It was well knocked away by Beal. It's going to be a foul, but that is excellent work by CJ to acknowledge the opportunity to get ahead. And he was able to get in behind the defense. Yep, that is a big hit on the arm. CJ just lost the ball. So 2 free throws coming up. The Nets can tie the game after trailing by 10 midway through the second. CJ makes the first, and he's actually at a really good first half. That's when the switch defense works. If that rotation across is going to be aggressive and you're going to block the outlets off. CJ is 3 of 7 from the field. He is about to hit double figures if he makes the free throw. And he converts. So he ties it up at 58. And the Nets are fought all the way back. Thomas guarding Beal. Now Bridges is guarding Beal. Gordon into the paint. Easy dump off and Nurkic with the dunk. Claxton eased off a little bit too much. Allowed Nurkic to score rhythmically. Claxton, that's just a terrible pass The lobs, I mean, I know they're there, but... And that one's a little bit better by Spencer in terms of not hesitating, but the pass has got to be better. Nurkic scores through contact again. And, bro, Nurkic in this quarter has looked like the best center in the NBA. He's just looked too good. Thomas the drive, the layup, +1. Another opportunity for CT to make it count at the free throw line after converting from the field. And these points are really coming in handy. Nurkic this time is the one who commits the foul, and CT got it to go. And look, that is why I'm just a little bit annoyed with Spencer, because surely he's got that extra fraction of pace to get past Nurkic. Like, I would imagine he'd get quite a few free throws. I think he's just been not very aggressive in terms of getting to the free throw line. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and I think we're not using it. So, Nurkic to the bench for Eubanks. I don't know if that's because he's in foul trouble. Cam Thomas converts the free throw. We're being good from the line. Booker is back in for offense, so their big three are in with Eubanks and Gordon. Beal, the switch. Now it means KD is guarded by Bridges, which I sort of like as a matchup. KD shoots, and it's going to be 2 shots. KD nearly got it to go from the mid-range as he was gathering. 2 shots coming up for Phoenix. Let's have a look at it. That's just not very smart by Mikal. He just had to play that game laterally. He didn't need to do anything fancy, but for some reason he's reaching in or resting the arm on KD. So KD's going to milk those every day of the week. And the first free throw is good. So the Suns up by 2. 1 free throw to come here for Kevin Durant. Lines it up and converts. So it's a 1-possession game. You'd imagine the Nets are not going to be aggressive trying to chase a 2-for-1. With there already a small difference between shot and game clocks. So Cam will hold for 1. I'd imagine he will get the bulk of the responsibility on this possession. He drives on Beal. Bridges. Drive. Moves through. He was fouled by KD, and we're going to get 2 shots. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. The more of that we see, the better. And Dennis is going to come into the game for, you know it, defensive purposes. And let's see what Bridges can do here. KD playing very aggressive defense there, and he caught him on the arm. Caught Bridges on the arm. So 2 free throws for Mikal. With 12 seconds to play, Mikal is off on the first. I believe that is our first miss from the free throw line. Those are points that, well, you can excuse them for missing because they're human. You know, they need to miss a couple, but oh my god, Mikal missing both. That is such a fucking letdown. Cannot allow points here. KD knocked away by Johnson. Get it ahead. Bridges layup. Oh my god! You idiots! Idiots! Can't make a fucking finger roll! Oh my god! How the fuck do you miss that? Maybe the free throws I can excuse, but did they just put a lid on the rim? Mate, how does that not go in? Bro, throw that down, Mikal. You are tall enough to do that. If I had your height, I would do that. Oh my god. And they're just chatting to Mikal now. They're chatting to Mikal now. I need to hear what the fuck he's going to say because he's fresh off missing, well, 4 points worth. We should have been in the lead if he could fucking make a point. That being said, he's got 12 points in the half, but For fuck's sake, dude. I swear, if we lose by under 2 possessions, you look back on those moments and you say, well, Mikal, that is your fault. I don't fucking care. That is all on him. That is all on him. You could have not placed yourself in a better position to get the points. First, via the free throws. Second, via a wide open, fast break, transition dunk that you somehow do not score. You go for the finger roll. Oh my God. That is just, you cannot make that shit up. That means that we are now destined to lose this game by under 2 possessions. You can just fucking see it written in the stars, mate. I can't believe that happened. Oh my God. Alrighty. Halftime break is here. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new. We'll be back for Nets versus Philly on the weekend. The third quarter is upon us in about 15 minutes. That wasn't an awful quarter, but I do think we left a few points on the table and then we gave away far too many too easily. Like that stretch of time where we allowed Nurkic to score 3 like wide open layups, basically, because we had Spencer Dinwiddie or Mikal Bridges guarding him on the inside. Like, that is just next level degeneracy coaching. And then we left 4 points on the table because Mikal couldn't make a free throw and then couldn't make a fucking layup. Wide open. We had the 2-on-1. You could have even dumped off the pass to Claxton and he would have thrown it down. He would have slammed the shit out of it. Instead, we trailed by 3 when we could have just as easily had the lead going into the halftime break. What are your thoughts on the first half? We will look at the box score. Cam Thomas got 10 points. Didn't add to the assist tally in that first half. Claxton didn't add a point in that second quarter. We needed to feed him a little bit more. I think we're leaving a few points on the table. Mikal is actually leading the way. It's a good sign that nearly every starting member is in double figures. The bench, not quite as explosive as they were last game. Overall, shooting the ball well. I'm very concerned. Very concerned that we are going to go all out, guns blazing from 3 in the second half. But I don't think that's the right mentality at all. 16 assists, really good. 2 turnovers is the extremely good part of our game. Shooting over 50% from the field. Those are all positives. Spencer Dinwiddie needs to stop doing those bullshit lobs when he's got a layup available. I'm happy for him to do it if he's going to draw the opponent, but there's far too many occasions where the center is like very in between, sort of guarding Clax, but not. And so there's the opportunity for the layup, for Spencer Dinwiddie to score. He probably could have 14 or 15 points if he was more aggressive with it. Lonnie Walker with 4 dimes off the bench. That is probably an underrated part of the first half. Overall, not a bad half, though. The concerning thing is we've sent the Suns to the free throw line for 16 free throws. They have only made 5 threes, but they are shooting it very, very well. They've gotten some good bench contribution, but look, it could have been a different result if Grayson Allen was playing, but he's not. So instead, we're coping with what we have to deal with. And Nurkic has 17 first half points. That just cannot be allowed. I don't care how small you were playing. You've gifted him about half of those points because you couldn't fucking have an adequate center guarding him. Just the body on him. Really. Kevin Durant's got 16. He's only taken the 7 field goals, though. D-Book's got 9 points. He didn't score in the second quarter. He's on 3 personals. So if we can attack him as much as possible, I think that may change the way they approach things in the second half. Beal only has 1 field goal to his name, so he hasn't been a very big focal point of the offense. But to their credit, it doesn't really matter if they don't score when you've got your center scoring 17. And that is the embodiment of playing smart, because they have recognized we're small. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. Like, when we recognize, like, when we can recognize that they are, like, an opposition we play is small, we don't capitalize on that nearly enough. But you can see here, they've got 17 points out of Nurkic with the potential for it to be 30 points. They've recognized that we are playing an extremely small lineup, and they are getting gifted points. They're like, all right, thank you very much. We'll take those. You know, it's not rocket science. I do think the positive, though, is that we've forced 7 turnovers. We, in terms of steals, have 4 of those. Should have a few more fast break points. Cough, cough, Mikal Bridges. Yeah, but that is the outlook at halftime. I do think we're going to need to see similar contributions from our starting 5 in the second half. I just cannot wrap my head around why Royce O'Neal has only played 6 minutes. And every one of those 6 minutes has been like him at the 5. Like, what the fuck is the point of that? You have... So Jalen Wilson is on a two-way. G-League assignment. Clowney is on assignment. Even though they're in the building, which doesn't make much sense. Giles is the only fit guy that we haven't played. Not really sure why we haven't given him a crack. I surely he's not going to get outplayed by Eubanks. If he does get outplayed, I mean, it's no big deal, but like, we're getting destroyed when we play O'Neal at the 5. Like, it's just not working. But overall, I'm actually not too fearful of this Suns team in the second half. The only issue is that we're getting out rebounded by 12. And is that on the back of offensive rebounds? Well, they've got 6 and we've got 1. So I don't really know how that is. We did well getting the free throw disparity down a little bit, sort of evening it up. The only 2 free throws we've missed were the ones in the final 24 seconds or whatever it was. So it is a letdown that we aren't leading, because I think we probably did deserve to lead. Did well to get back in the game, because at one stage we were trailing, so or by 10, so it could have easily gotten away from us, but a good response. The Nets are going to lose because they dress like children. What is that? What is that font on their jerseys? It does look a bit kindergarten, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, those jerseys are a little bit of a question mark. I actually don't mind them as the years worn on, but if you're not warmed up to it, then you're probably like, what the fuck is that? Like, that just looks so fucking stupid. Who gave their kids the responsibility of designing the Nets jersey? It literally is like that. Sounds like too many fouls on our end. Not too bad in the second quarter, but I think that's more because we were getting a few on our side. So I think it's going to be important that we're able to, even if we're sending them to the line, it can't be like, it's got to be a trade-off. Like, we've got to have our own free throws on top of, sending them to the line. There can't be a disparity in the second half, because that is just going to kill us. And you'll be able to tell. Especially as the Suns are shooting the ball well. If they are shooting the ball well and they get the free throws, well, then you're going to really see the game run away from you would expect. Around the grounds, we will have a look in. Around the grounds, where are we looking? Yeah. Around the grounds, Pal's up on Houston. Timberwolves up on Dallas. The Magic destroying San Antonio. The Thunder have scored 20 in the last 4 minutes. A 22 run over Denver. They lead by 11. The Heat beat the Kings. The Bulls beat the Hornets. The Clippers beat the Wizards. The Cavs beat the Pistons. So pretty foreseeable stuff going on in the NBA today. Not too many surprises around the league. Just want to see the fast break points. Turnovers 7-2. Points off turnovers barely any, 4-2. Yet we have forced 7 turnovers. So the fact that we have barely been able to score from their turnovers is a little bit of a concern. Second chance points 7-5, so we're not getting killed. Even though we're giving away offensive rebounds, we're not getting killed per se on the scoreboard. And fast break points 13-10, so pretty even in a number of respects. But there's a lot of work to do. I guess the silver lining is that Phoenix have been dog water in last quarters, which is just absolutely criminal for a team of for a team that possesses as much talent as they do. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff, to be honest. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the chat as well. What are your predictions for the second half? Do you see a certain player taking hold of the game? Do you see a potential matchup thing that could be exploited from a Suns perspective? And ultimately, do you see us winning the game? What's going to be the result? I lived in Brooklyn when they moved from New Jersey. The black and white color scheme was a big part of what made them cool. Voice crack. They look like clowns tonight. Well, yeah, as I said, if you haven't watched the team, you won't be used to it, and therefore you'll be like, "What the hell is that?" I think now that I've seen this team play in that uniform so much, it's a little bit different. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I think I've just adjusted. I'm now accustomed to the fact that they're wearing kindergarten jerseys, as opposed to hating that they're wearing kindergarten jerseys. So yeah, that is the situation. Regardless, I don't think, even though we love to talk about conspiracies and say, well, the Nets suck in a certain jersey, like their record is significantly worse, somehow I don't think it's impacting our play. But then again, some would say it is. So take whatever opinion you agree with a grain of salt, I will say. Second half is about to get underway though. If you are enjoying the stream, before we start the second half, it is 64-61 the way of the Suns. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus the Philadelphia 76ers, where hopefully Ben is back. Yeah. It's really as simple as that, I think. Because he played really well the other day and changed the complete dynamic of how we were playing. So yeah. But for now, we just have to deal with seeing Spencer Dinwiddie guard Kevin Durant and be okay with it, even though there's absolutely nothing okay with it. Honestly, I don't think even the most psychologically affected would be able to come up with as maniacal a scheme as what JV is putting together. Wanting Spencer Dinwiddie to guard Kevin Durant. That is just batshit crazy. Anyway, the third quarter. Let's get off to a good start. A nice hot start. Thomas gonna drive on Beal, gets through. The look was there, the scoop. no good, but Thomas gets his own miss. The turnaround 2 over Beal is good. Excellent start to the third quarter for the Nets. And Cam Thomas is going to be that guy you would imagine that potentially could take hold of the game after a quiet first half by standards. They're going to look to feed Nurkic again, which they do very comfortably. Got to help him out. The kick out to Gordon, who pulls the trigger and hits. He's looked very, very online today. 67-63. Dinwiddie gets into the paint. I don't know why he altered the direction, but he was able to flip it up and in over the top of 2. And Spencer's got to be aggressive. He's got to try get a couple of bankers, because I don't think he's really looking to bank it in too often. Yeah, he's not looking to be very aggressive banking it in off the window these days. A lot of it's floaters and push shots and mid-ranges. Nothing really makes contact with the backboard, which is sort of a confusing way to go about it. Well read by Cam Thomas. He read the backdoor cut and the Nets of the numbers. Johnson easy dunk. Yes, sir. Cam Thomas, thank you very much. Thank you very much. 67 all. Booker. Pull up 2 in the mid-range. Yes. First make inside the arc for the game for D-Book. We've got to attack that sort of matchup on our offensive side, because 3 personal fouls for Booker, so the more you can force him to sit out, the better, of course. Dinwiddie, going to use the high screen by Claxton. Flings it out to Johnson for 3. Yes! And CJ has looked a freer man in recent games. Beal, Durant. Screen and switch, which means Johnson guards Nurkic. Durant gets one up, doesn't get the bounce. Nurkic had the position, missed the offensive putback. You have 4 players under the basket, and none of you could get the fucking rebound. That is ridiculous, bro. 4 players. If you're going to collapse defensively, you got to get the rebound. Someone has just got to get their hands dirty. Everyone is just standing up slightly on their haunches. Go collect the basketball off the turf. Pick it up. Put your body on the line. Nurkic was the only one on the ground, and that is why he is now in the position to get the jump ball win. You've got Cam Thomas having to try win the jump ball over a 6'11 center. And Cam isn't very gifted vertically, let's just say that. As I say it, he wins the jump ball! Thomas, picked up by Gordon. He can cook with that matchup, but he doesn't look overly aggressive in testing it. He's going to get it now. He's going to drive, got by Gordon, gets one up. How is that not a foul? We bat it back, but a rebound, a long rebound for the Suns, and Booker will fling it across the KD. Transition 3, rims out. Rebound Claxton. Johnson the drive. Kick out to Dinwiddie. Back to Johnson. He's got Nurkic on him. I would test the drive here, and he does put the ball on the floor, lost it. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. You got to take advantage of that mismatch. And equally, Cam Thomas has Eric Gordon guarding him. That's got to be another one you look at. That pass was wayward. That is not a foul. Oh my God, that is brain dead. There was a hold on both ends, dude. Of course, this is why so many points are shipped off these days. That is just a terrible pass. There's nothing about that resembles a hold. Unless I wasn't looking at the time where there was a hold. Booker scores with the right hand, and so the 2 points that you wouldn't have given away have been given away. And so now Mikal Bridges will facilitate, gives it to Thomas, picked up by KD. Oh my God. Right idea, but deflected. The Suns get another steal. Out to Nurkic, back to Kevin Durant, who's picked up by Johnson. Bounce pass to Nurkic. That's a foul +1. And, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you have to be a little bit better trying to fight over the screen, bro. Like, we've got to switch, but then we've got to try find a window to sort of switch back. And I know that's easier said than done, but we're not really, like, it's not really working for us. Thomas got by Gordon. Good kick out. Dinwiddie, Bridges open on the weak side. Open three. Yes! Well done, CT. The driving kick, it's simple, but it works. Eric Gordon is not quick. Cam should be looking to utilize that matchup every single time. Nurkic, now guarded by Bridges. You need the help, but they're playing basically 5 out outside of Nurkic. In the case that it would be 4 out, technically. And they're going to score every time. Nurkic in isolation on a smaller defender. There's got to be an adjustment made. Thomas open 2. That hits back on. Oh my god, Booker and KD knocked into each other. And it just trickled to Claxton and he scored off the window. So they've turned a regulation rebound into an abominable butchering of a possession. But then they just score 3 in what was a very nonchalant sort of offensive possession. 3-point lead for Phoenix. Both teams shooting 6 of 9 from the field in this quarter. Bridges. Oh my god, bro. He fucking traveled. Mikal, I don't like him facilitating, bro. Or I don't like him holding onto the basketball. I don't like him holding onto the basketball for longer than like 4 seconds, man. Nothing personal. It's just that he's absolute dog water when he handles the ball. Beal, screen. Thomas is guarding KD now. The help arrives. Beal, good rotation across. Thomas, good defense. Oh my god. We're going to get a timeout. 80-75. That was a very good defensive possession because we did make that adjustment. Even though Clax was originally guarding the perimeter, they made that switch in the middle of the play, but unfortunately, Booker's just too good in some certain scenarios and he converted, so yeah. So it's a 5-point game. It's been pretty neck and neck in this quarter, I will say. Got to refresh the page so I can get the updated box score. So for Phoenix, Yusuf Nurkic has got 21 and Booker's scored 15. He scored 6 in the quarter and hasn't missed from inside the 3-point line. They are shooting very, very well. You're not going to win too many games shipping off points at 58% from the field. The Nets, every single player is in double figures. That is a good sign. But I do want to see Cam Thomas get a bit more responsibility because he well and truly has a very favorable matchup, which he can absolutely cook on. But he just hasn't been aggressive enough, I do feel. We are shooting the ball well, but the free throws, as I've said, the more free throws we give away and the more that gap widens, we're going to be very, well, not well positioned, I will say. The turnovers, we've actually more than doubled that tally in this third quarter already. We had 2 in the entire first half. We've got 3 in the quarter. So a lot of work to be done in that respect as well. But yeah, that is really the situation at the moment. I am liking how we're sharing the basketball around. No one's taken more than 11 shots. No one's taken less than 7 in the starting lineup. I think, though, where the game's going to be won is those bench minutes. I really can foresee this game getting away from us if we fuck around with the small ball lineup again. Like, the thing is, we didn't even bother with Watford at the 5. We decided to play O'Neill at the 5. I just don't get it. That's the problem when you've got... You don't have a really tall, like, bulky centre. Like, we really could have done with a Dayron Sharp tonight just to... If Nurkic is trying to body a centre down, like, Dayron's probably doing a better job of holding his own in comparison. So... That's so killer that we've got Claxton as the main centre, and he needs a little bit of assistance. And the problem is you can't really afford to because they're playing Booker, Beal, Kevin Durant, and Gordon, all very capable shooters from the perimeter. And if you try to help out Claxton, you've got the problem of, well, allowing practice shots, essentially. So... Really tough balance to find. 80-75 the score. The Nets can cut it to a single possession. Dinwiddie. Screen used. Good roll by Claxton. One more for Johnson. The reverse. He fucking blew it. Clax needed to go up. He had Booker on him, and Booker's on 3 personals. That would have been a very smart thing to exploit. Booker just scores again on the baseline. Tough shot. And he is... gotten the lead up to 7. The Suns have gone on a 7-0 run. Blacks looking for a pass. Dinwiddie, why would you shoot that? That is not the time, but he converts. So I guess I don't have an issue with it if you're going to make it, but I don't back Spencer making threes most days, let alone today. So Beal going to find Nurkic, who grabs it up top. They're going to look for KD, who shoots over the top. Had Johnson lost as he changed direction, and he converts as well. So the Suns offense looking saucy in this quarter. They have already scored 20 points, and Cam Thomas had it knocked away by Beal, so it will be Nets on the side. Lonnie Walker comes into the game for Bridges, and it is Okogie who checks in for... I'm not sure who. It's Beal who comes off. So Dinwiddie up top. Gonna drive. Good change of direction. Good bit of hesitation. And that's exactly what I've said time and time again. That use of the window is on offer today. Nurkic is open in the middle. The kick out to Okogie in the corner. He's gonna test him, and he hits as well. Fucking bullshit, mate. Okogie is not all about that. Yet he just finds a way. Thomas, Walker, picked up by Okogie. The screen by Claxton is not used. Walker gets through, hangs, and he thought there was a foul, and I thought there was too. Yet they didn't call it, and Nurkic swatted the crap out of that ball, so it's going to be Nets on the baseline, inbounding with 6 to shoot. Gets it to Thomas. Weaves through. The kick out to Walker. The pump fake. Thomas. Got to get one up. One-legged 3. Oh, it's off. Nearly went down. Instead, the Suns can send it to double figures. Booker the drive. Nurkic gives it back. Bounce pass to Nurkic. They keep feeding it, and he keeps scoring it. You just have to get more size. Why are these two-way players that would give us more size not available? Dinwiddie in the mid-range. He's got to test Nurkic there. There's the foul. It's going to be 2 shots. There's Spencer Dinwiddie. This is a very fearful part of the game. We need to stop Nurk. Well, I haven't seen one adjustment. Oh my god, Spencer missing a free throw. Missed our last 3 shots from the line. O'Neill checks in. Let's see who comes in or exits for O'Neal. Okay, so Johnson to the bench. For the first time today, we're seeing an O'Neal. I don't know why I just stuttered. We're seeing an O'Neal Claxton front court. We have not seen that all day today. And that's something that I don't think we've tested nearly enough. But here we are testing it right now. It's Claxton, O'Neal, Walker, Thomas, and Spencer Dinwiddie, the 5. KD, 3 over O'Neal. You cannot stop that. That is just greatness. Nothing you can do about that. That is incredible. They are shooting 80% in the quarter, even though we're shooting 57%. Oh, good double by Booker. Is able to get the steal. Durant in transition. Backs down O'Neal. KD just towers over the top and we have to call a timeout. And that, I mean, to be fair to Phoenix, I don't think they were aggressive enough in this respect in the first half. Their bigger players weren't getting enough shots. KD only had 7. Booker only had 9. Yet they're getting those guys to get a lot of looks. And equally, Nurkic is still getting fed the ball, well, for a similar effect. Cam Thomas has not really shot the ball in the quarter. And I don't know why. And I don't know... Yeah, I don't know the motives, honestly. It's more the turnovers that have seeped in. We're still not shooting it badly. It's just offensively, the Suns are on a heater right now. They've got 94 points. Yeah, there's not really much more explaining beyond that. KD has got 23. I don't think he's missed. He's had 5 shots in the quarter. So he probably has missed. D-Book hasn't missed. He's taken 4 shots and made them all. Nurkic, I don't think he's missed the shot either. They've only missed like 3 shots in the quarter. That's the real issue here. And look, they are hitting threes at a great rate. They're hitting shots from the field at a great rate. If you're going to allow shots at 62%, well, you're losing, full stop. Unless, of course, you've got an equally good offense, if not better. And these sort of offenses with KD and Devin Booker are pretty hard to find. So it's always going to be difficult, especially for a team of our caliber, where you don't have the defensive players to get it done. I just don't get, though, why we've decided to not call up Jalen Wilson. I just don't get it. Like, when you are undersized and you need more wings that can sort of bring that physicality, bring a bit of tenacity on the offensive glass, especially when you're a smaller team and you probably don't have much opportunity to do so. You know, you need players like him to sort of give it a red hot crack. Even though he's not got the skill level, he may very well have the skill. But we will never know if he doesn't get the run. So, yeah. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus Philly on the weekend, where hopefully we actually have a taller team or a bigger team, a more physical team. Like, I just don't get it. We've got younger players in reserve. Naturally, a lot of other teams would call up their younger players to serve the next man up mentality. This run that the Suns have gone on, very, very similar to the run that they went on in the second quarter, bridging the first and second. But there we responded. So just gotta hope we've got another run in us. We've brought on Dennis to try get a few stops. Dinwiddie to the bench. That's the only tactical sub made. Walker out of the timeout. That 3 is long. Dennis can't get the tip in. Gets his own miss. Bounce pass to Claxton. Back out to Thomas. Now Walker fumbled the ball. He's going to try cook on Devin Booker. He gets through. And then it was knocked away and out of bounds. So well defended by Phoenix, but I don't know what the fuck the play was out of the timeout. The Suns are up, though, by 13. Potential to buff it up even more. Booker the wraparound to KD. Kick out to Okogie. Booker is wide open. The pump fake sets it up, and then he passed it away, but somehow it ended up with Nurkic, and he threw it down. I mean, that just signifies if the ball is in dispute, where were our players to try dive onto the floor to get it? Good dump off. Claxton blew the layup, though. A rebound for Kevin Durant. And now Gordon back to KD. It's a 5-on-4. Nurkic trailing the play. He now catches up to it. KD picked up by Thomas. Drive. Good defense. But KD's just too big, too tall. Scores off the window. +1. And it's up to a 17-point lead. And at this point, you just have to say, what can you do, really? If you're going to play a 3-guard lineup and they've got Nurkic and KD on the floor, and you're switching, you're going to get cooked every single time. That's just too good. And you need the help defenders to come across. But as I've said time and time again, this team is very, very tough to defend as is. If you're going to collapse the defense and try help out your other smaller defenders, then you are going to allow open threes, man. They've gone on a 10-0 run. They've gone on an extended 24-6 run. The offense is really stagnated, and we haven't found a way through. We've gone away from good shot selection. Thomas for 3 responds after giving away 3 points on the other end. Cuts it to 15. So 2 minutes to play. If there's one silver lining that you could take away from this third quarter, it's that it wasn't the fourth quarter. KD's short. We can go on a run here. If we can get a few stops, string together a couple of good offensive possessions. Thomas traveled. For fuck's sake. That's not going to be the way you get out of the rut. We have had 6 turnovers in this quarter, compared to 2 in the first quarter. That is a big reason why we find ourselves in a huge hole at the moment. And that is a reason why we've conceded 35 points. It feels like more, to be honest. But really, it's the offense that has been stunted. Only 24 points in the quarter. Dennis does well to read the pass. Go on. Go on. Push it. Push it. Push it. Push it. Blotted. Oh, my God. I just said blotted. Blocked. Swatted. Combination of both. Then KD lost the ball, and he was fouled going up. That really sums shit up, man. Because I didn't see anything assertive about that fast break possession, to be quite honest. Dennis, I think, needed to use the extra that was trailing. I think it was Claxton. Sometimes Dennis gets into a little bit of a spot of bother with those fast break sequences, but I mean, Nurkic has had a really good game today. You can't really, even though our scheme's been fucking rubbish trying to defend him, you've got to be good enough to actually convert and take advantage, and he's been pretty good. Really good. Oh my God, I think I see Harry Giles getting up off the bench. We've got a HG sighting. Yes. Come on. Finally, he's actually brought him in. Swallowed his pride and actually made a fucking sensible change. So, KD, to get the Suns into the hundreds, converts 1 of 2. So 1:25 to play. The other silver lining is the Suns. We haven't reached that fourth quarter where the Suns absolutely stink. Bridges makes the 3. So 2 consecutive threes made on the outside to cut it to 13. If we can get it down to 10 or 11, potential psychological boost. Kick out. Bates Diop is open, and he hits. For fuck's sake. You can't be telling me Keita Bates-Diop is seriously making threes like that. Bridges misses. Rebound by the Suns. Well fought out by Giles, but he unfortunately had too many numbers to deal with. And that one's gone out of bounds by Beal after missing badly. It's going to be Net's ball. With 34 seconds to play, do we sprint it up with a 2-for-1? Well, Dennis is going to let the ball roll, so it won't consume clock. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. That is a joke. Oh my god, mate. We didn't even pick up the basketball and Giles commits an illegal screen. That is... I feel like that's just incidental contact, man. Oh my god. I fucking hate those calls. Like, you literally just need to intentionally run into his leg and they probably call it a foul. That's a foul. And Beal nearly got it to go. It's going to be 2 shots. So, how the fuck from that position did the Suns get the 2-for-1? I've got absolutely no idea. But that really just sums up the third quarter, doesn't it? I blame the coach. Well, we can blame the coach to a certain extent, but you've got to also blame the fact that we've got taller wings sitting in the G League or sitting on the bench, unavailable. Right? And we've also got wings. We've also got wings unavailable, injured. So, like, look, I'm not really sure why he hasn't played Watford and Giles earlier, but that being said, like, I don't think they're making a difference, in all honesty. Like, the Suns have Kevin Durant on their team. They have Devin Booker on their team. These aren't players that are shit. So sometimes you just have to put it down to greatness and not coaching. Dennis Johnson, the drive. He lost the ball again. Oh my god. And it's another fucking foul. So we've just completely sent them to the other end for no fucking reason. And we're just gifting them points. So the Suns have scored 30 or more in all 3 quarters. Bro, this guy was talking shit to KD on the bench, and the security guard has come up to him as if to say, what the fuck are you doing? Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Not with the voice crack included. That was just a special touch added by me, but... You know what, though? I'm just holding out hope. I'm just holding out hope that they do fall off in the last quarter like they usually do. I don't think it's going to happen because it's not like our personnel is changing. But I could be surprised here. We've got 3 to shoot and we're not even going to get one up. O'Neal, 3. It's off. And that's the end of the quarter. Well, the Suns shot 76% in the quarter. We scored 26. The Suns went on a tear and scored 42. And that right there is your game, I do think. If we look at the box score, the Suns are shooting just absurdly good numbers all over. Every single player's delivered. Excuse me. Nurkic has got 25. Could you believe it? KD's got 27. Booker scored from all of his shots. They're just too good. It's really that simple. It's as simple as that. You know, we could only hold up offensively for so long. Once the turnovers started to seep in, that's when things have become a lot more complicated. The starters have played a decent enough game. Like, efficiency-wise, everyone is shooting 50% or better from the field. I mean, we're not shooting it awfully. The problem is the free throws, number 1. And also the turnovers. We had 2 turnovers. Remember that. 2 turnovers in the 2 turnovers in the first half. We had 8 in that quarter. Now, that is just... It's unsustainable to hold a lead with 8 turnovers in a quarter. So, the minute you do that, that's when shit's going to hit the fan. And evidently, it has. So, this last quarter could honestly be anything with the way Phoenix usually play in last quarters. That is the only thing I'm holding out hope for. But that being said, they are playing too well today, I think, to drop off as badly as they need to in order to choke this. There's just no way. So we're going to have the quarter of our lives in order to actually win. I'm very interested to see what happens, though, for sure. We need to start off the last quarter positively, though. And usually the way we end third quarters probably indicates how we're going to go in last quarters. But we didn't really end the last quarter the way we want to start the fourth. So potentially, I mean, that probably cancels everything out in terms of us playing a good last quarter. Alrighty. Alright. 106.87. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus Philly on the weekend. And then next week, I believe we'll be doing definitely 2 of the 4 games with the potential for a third. I believe we played the Spurs, the Mavericks, the Warriors, and someone else at the back end of the week. So the Suns will be the ones to trigger in from the restart. They've got Okogie, Booker, Eubanks, and I didn't catch the others. Bates Diop, and who the fuck's that? Beal. So let's see if we can make inroads at the start of the quarter. This will dictate whether we win or lose the game. We're playing this small ball bullcrap again. Okogie on the outside, back to Booker. O'Neal is the 5. Okogie's just left alone for 3, and he misses. I think we'll be happy to allow those. Walker, early offense, I would imagine. He's going to drive behind the back on Bates Diop. Didn't lose him, though. Dinwiddie down the middle is shooting a step back 2. That is just a terrible shot. Spencer can't even make a 3. You expect him to make a mid-range? Absolutely not. Booker picked up by Dennis. The double arrives, but we don't know how to blitz, so that definitely isn't going to work. Beal the step back over Bridges. That is off to the right. The rebound for the Nets. Got to score when you get these stops. Lonnie leaves it for Dennis. The drive, bumps bodies, bounce pass to Bridges. Now Dinwiddie, who didn't shoot the 3. You got Eubanks on you. Please drive. Kick out. Dennis is left alone in the corner. And that hits the side of the backboard. My goodness. Usually he at least hits the rim, but that wasn't even close. Booker picked up by Dinwiddie on the wing. Beal to Okogie. Bates Diop will drive. Knocked away by O'Neal, and it will be Suns ball out of play. 10:30 to go. No one has scored in this quarter thus far. Cam Thomas is going to check back in early because, well, down 19, what the hell's the point of him sitting on the side? The game could be gone when instead you could be making a run. Dinwiddie's just been sent to the bench, and I would imagine, well, that's a perfect move. That is a terrible defensive sequence, just allowing an easy roll. They're just going to keep scoring dunks like that. You're not going to make inroads allowing those looks. Walker the drive, kick out to Bridges. It was a good screen off the ball. Missed by Mikal. Dennis fumbled it. Saves it for Bridges. Gets through. Out to Walker. O'Neal. Thomas. That's a terrible pass for him. He's got to go fetch it. The driving kick. Walker's open. And he hits back iron. We get another offensive board. Walker goes again from the same spot and hits. So Lonnie hasn't really been making the shot at an efficient rate today, but that's an important one for sure. Beal, the drive, the layup is too easy. We're just too small. We are just too small. Small ball is useless. You are not going to get any form of offensive reward or merit for playing 5 out like this when defensively you're traffic cones and just allowing easy layups. O'Neal for 3. Well, he hits a 3, but we can't win a shootout when we're down 17. Sure, you can score 25 points for the rest of the game, but you're going to concede probably 30. Beal, tie up by O'Neal, but they've called a foul with 9 minutes to play, and Beal was going up, so it's going to be 2 shots. The big question is, why were the Nets dressed like children when their brand is supposed to be no-nonsense black and white? That's the case for every City Edition jersey nowadays. Beal misses the first free throw. That's the case for every single jersey City Edition in the NBA. Like, whoops. Like, why are Indiana wearing a jersey that looks like multiple buckets of paint was just splashed over fabric? Like, I'm pretty sure that's not their brand. I'm pretty sure that's not their brand. Thomas to the corner for Lonnie, back to CT. He's going to drive, get through. The layup is good. I think that's really the way we're going to get back into this one, if anything. Booker, the screen, double. Booker drives. He's got Walker picking him up on the baseline, knocked away. Walker gets the steal. Push, 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 push. Bridges pulls up for 3. Yes! Oh my God, the Mikal 3 hasn't looked any more confident than what it currently looks like right now. This season, like, he has looked very hesitant at stages, but right here, he just stepped into it, squared up, money. And so the Nets have gotten off to a very ideal start in this last quarter. It's 111-98. And, well, is there an opportunity for Brooklyn to potentially make a run and capitalize on a very vulnerable Suns team in this stage of the game? Potentially there is a chance for it. Look, I'm not counting my chickens, but there is a chance. We've hit 14 threes. We've done nearly everything right to get ourselves in this position. If we don't turn it over in the last quarter, we get to the free throw line a bunch. You could foresee a potential comeback on the cards, but it's going to start with the defense and everything will fall into place if we can, well, build off of that. Suns have played an 8-man rotation. Will they get tired? Probably not, but I think we've got to try force a few steals. Turnovers were heavily lopsided. The Suns had like next to none in that third quarter. So, well, let's see if the Nets can go on this run that we are desiring. They were down at three-quarter time by 17 points. So it is a long way back. But, I mean, now's the time. If any team is going to give up a lead, aside from us, it is probably the Phoenix Suns in fourth quarters. Why is Spencer even on the court? I couldn't give you an answer, to be honest. Nets need to outscore the opposition in the fourth quarter, nah. As I keep saying, yeah, the Suns find ways against good teams, against shit teams. They get outscored on a regular basis. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's psychological. I don't know if their scheme falls flat and they just play hero ball or what, but maybe the psychological element could come into play here. If Bridges' three is looking good, then why isn't he shooting more of them? I mean, he shot 10 threes today. So I don't think he can shoot many more than what he's shot today. He's only taken 4 shots inside the 3-point line. So I don't think you can complain with the shot selection and how many threes he's taking when he's taken 10 threes. So, you know, yeah. Okay. So, 13-point game. And the Suns will have possession. With 8:27 to play, there is a long way to go in this one. A good run or 2 smaller runs away from actually tying things up, really. When you break it down, it becomes a lot more manageable. Okogie gets it to Eubanks, and now Booker will shoot over Cam Thomas and score. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy to go down, but not without a fight. You've got to be far more aggressive and far more physical. Walker to the corner for O'Neal. Out to Bridges, picked up by KD. Bounce pass to Walker. In rhythm, the 3 is long. And there's been a lot of threes that have looked exactly like that for Lonnie. KD one-on-one with Bridges. To the corner. Johnson reads it and gets the steal. But we need to be assertive with this. Too slow. O'Neal is in the corner. Pump fake. Open look. Off. Like, that is just... No other team looks as unconvincing in transition as the Nets team do. Get a steal, capitalize on it. That's short by Booker, and now the Nets can drive through Walker. Got rid of Booker and wasn't able to get it up and in, but he will get free throws, and the Nets have an opportunity to cut the deficit without the shot clock. Oh, sorry, the game clock from moving. And let's see what the results are out of this. 113.98 the score. Walker at the line converts the first. I can sense this game going into single digits. How far down? I'm not sure. But I can sense a little bit of hesitancy almost. Or like a little bit of, not anxiety, but just a little bit of uncertainty, it almost seems like. They've already been outscored by 4 in the quarter. That's inbounded to KD. Walker is giving him a fair bit of attention. They're going to have to get it past half court. Beal does get by before the 8 seconds are up. Beal to KD. Walker is really tightly guarding him. Oh my God. That's a typical foul called off reaction and not actual... Hang on. Have a look. Bro, that's milking it right in front of the officials. Foul was there, but... Oh my God. That's just easy. You cannot have KD enabled to just have a runway like that to the rim. That's just not going to work. Just not going to work. You're not going to get back into the game with that sort of defensive happening. So KD at the line. 7 minutes to play. KD makes the first. Gets it back up to 14. Second free throw being lined up. And it is good. So, 15-point game. Nets have outscored the Suns in the quarter, but not by the amount that you would have hoped from a from a Suns team that usually has an absolute stinker in the last quarter. That Cam Thomas 3 is not going to help. Shooting contested threes like that one. KD, the screen arrives, the switch. Bridges picking up KD. KD picks up his dribble. Well read by Walker. A turnover, and now the Nets can push. Gotta push. Walker pulls up for 3 and converts. It's down to 12. And Lonnie is very, very fired up. Gordon, bro, that is a very open 3. That's got to go the other way. D-Book reckons that it's... D-Book reckons that it's off Lonnie Walker. And so they've challenged the call. So the Suns are going to challenge it. After that Eric Gordon wide open 3 was missed. Let's have a look. Ooh. They'll win it. They'll win that call. The Suns are going to get another look in, and that is a well-used timeout by Phoenix. Probably not only to rally the troops and sort of calm them down a little bit, but also, well, to get another possession. If that goes our way, then they've lost the timeout and we can potentially cut it to single digits. Alrighty. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Philly. Also, there is a donation button. So if you would like to contribute with a donation, that, I mean, all earnings will go back into the channel. So it's not going to a bad place. You're more than welcome to donate a small amount, any amount, if you'd like. Because, yeah, I mean, these take a fair chunk of my time. So that, of course, is not an obligation as well. But, yeah, this one is currently a dozen. The Suns will probably win the challenge. And as a result, it will be Suns ball. That is a big challenge to win as well, because it's at that margin where things could potentially swing the way of the Nets. It's very, very uncertain as to which way this game could sort of go. It's even more so because, well, the Suns are professional chokers at this stage of the game, so going to be interesting to see what the final 6 minutes have in store, but we've just got to keep on keeping on. It's really that simple. Yeah. Alrighty. Ooh. Ooh, they've called it unsuccessful. Wow, so there was nothing that they could find in that review that could be proved as decisive and thus allow them to overturn the decision. So the Nets can cut this to under 10 points with a make here from the outside. It's Thomas, the drive. Looking for Walker in the corner. Oh my God, Clax was open for like a long, long time. And then Walker's just thrown it into the backcourt. Where the fuck is he going? That is a big opportunity wasted. Claxton was open under the basket in the end. That is an absolutely nightmarish play for Lonnie Walker. Nurkic, that is a terrible foul to commit by Lonnie. He's just had a shocking 30 seconds of game time. So, KD getting guarded by Lonnie Walker down the stretch. So, Spencer Dinwiddie has not been the matchup. 6 minutes to play. Ball's going to be inbounded by Booker, I would imagine. 1-2. Booker picks up his dribble. Back to Beal. Back to Booker. Screen and switch. Booker one-on-one with Claxton. He pulls up. And that's off. The rebound needs to be secured. But of course, we don't beeline it and don't get the board. Oh, that's such a good move by KD. And that is exactly what happens if you're going to have Claxton guarding the perimeter. Significantly smaller players. Oh my god, how has that happened? He did a full 360 on the rim, then landed in the lap of Cam Thomas, and he was able to flip it up and in. It's 12 points the difference. We have had opportunity after opportunity to potentially make inroads. Good move by Gordon. The sidestepping three is good. And I don't know why the fuck we're playing blitz when we... Like, it's just an automatic wide open look for the opposition. Walker moves through, kicks it back out to CT, who will drive and step back on Booker and score. And we can keep on scoring, but that's not the area we need to mend. KD, picked up by Bridges. On the outside, bounce pass to Beal, to the corner for Gordon. He'll shoot it again because he's wide open, but it's off. And I think we're really going to live with the Gordon threes down the stretch. Johnson had it knocked away. Bridges. It's a foul on Booker. And it's going to be Nets ball. D-Book's picked up his fifth. So he needs to be the guy you attack down the stretch here. To keep the scoreboard ticking, this is exactly what you have to do. So 4:30 to play, 13-point game. The Nets have outscored the Suns in the quarter, but not nearly by the amount that they needed in order to get back in this game. Thomas is picked up by Gordon. Thomas shoots the mid-range and scores. How has he managed that one? That is a tough shot, and Gordon played really good defense there. Johnson tried to get the steal. Nurkic back to Kevin Durant, and it's another dunk. Why are we blitzing? What's the point? You're just allowing dunk after dunk or wide open three after wide open three. Walker scores for two. And that was the right idea because Booker's on 5 fouls. Gordon going to get by half court. We're doubling again, which doesn't work. KD to Nurkic, picked up by O'Neal. He's going to back him down. Johnson comes over to help. Nurkic can't score, but there's another fucking foul. Every time we look like we've done the job, there's always that little extra 5% that we didn't know about, and thus we give it away. You look at those rebounds that we could have gotten. You look at those fast break transition possessions we went just not capitalizing nearly enough on. So many points left on the table, but Nurkic misses the free throw and gives us a little bit of hope. It really feels like we've conceded about 140 points today, to be honest, because, like, yeah, like, it really feels like we've just been traffic cones for the most part. Thomas is going to let it roll. Picks it up at the logo on our side. O'Neal, back to Thomas. The screen, the drive. Reverse is good. It's down to 10. We're running out of time, and time is not our friend. KD to Nurkic. Just gets it by the half-court line. Beal, cross-court to Booker, to the corner for Gordon. It's just the same shit every single time. Why are you blitzing? It doesn't work. Walker the drive. The layup is good. Time and time again, you keep on saying it. The blitz is not going to work. Stop trying the blitz. It doesn't work. We're not good at doing it. It just keeps on being an outnumber. Well, the Nets were able to get a steal for once, actually applying the blitz. We're going to move it. Walker the drive. Got Booker on him. Kick out to Thomas. Bridges three. Sits up on the rim. And it hit the top of the backboard, so it won't count. That's just not the three that you want. That is yet again, I think that's just the wrong shot. I think Lonnie actually had to go up and really get into the body of Booker. Like right now, we're just allowing dunks, bro. It's just so stupid. Like, it's just so brain dead. Why do you keep blitzing them when you can just play them one-on-one? Yes, you're forcing the passes, but you're not rotating nearly aggressively enough to actually get the steal. It would have made it very interesting if Mikal made the three, but I think we've got too much ground to make up at this stage, surely. Nurkic makes the first. So this is so painful. I mean, it's not like it's not really that surprising. It is sort of death by 1,000 cuts, but at the same time, like, I expected this. Like, the way we've been defending today, I don't think it matters how bad the Suns are in fourth quarters. Like, we'll bail them out every single time because the personnel remains the same. Bridges, Johnson, quick trigger. Yes. It's down to 10, but we have got very limited amounts of time to work with here. Beal. You got to try to deny him across the line. But yet again, we just allow open looks. They're going to feed Nurkic. They're going to kick it out to Gordon. They'll give it back to Nurkic. Knocked off by Walker. He's got another steal. Bridges. Rhythm three. Oh my God, bro. Those are the looks that he was hitting in the second and third quarters. If he made both of the threes, it looks very, very interesting. And Booker is forced into a timeout because he was trapped right in the corner of the backcourt. Or right near the backcourt. I think that we didn't play the cards right. I think that Mikal probably, like, we shouldn't have looked for the three. I think when you've got a player like D-Book who is on 5 fouls, I think you needed to drive. You needed to look for where he was on the court. You needed to pass it to the player that is getting picked up by him. And then you needed to attack it. You look back at the end of the first half when Mikal missed the 2 free throws and then blew the layup. We could have done with those 4 points right about now. A 6-point game at this stage would have looked very interesting. This small ball has to stop. It's a major part of what got us in the hole. It's not working. I mean, it isn't working, you're right. But you think JV's going to really be deterred from that? I don't think so. I don't think he really cares about the outcome. It's like he keeps going with the same process. So it's been a shootout today. 128-118 the score. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus the Sixers in about 2 to 3 days. The Nets did trail by as much as I reckon about 21. Sliced the deficit in half, but unfortunately their defense hasn't been good enough to really compensate. Beal? I mean, he's got no pressure to really pass it off. Gordon? 3? Oh my God, that is a fucking joke of a 3-pointer. He can't even make wide open threes half the time, and he's made that one hanging in the air trying to draw contact. This one's done. This one is done. Thomas the layup, missed it, rebound. I don't think we've had a free throw in the second half. Booker the 3 in the corner, that's it. Game over, buddy. 134 points, and Booker does the Mikal celebration right in Mikal's face, and that is that. I like the antics, honestly, I rate it, but like realistically, 134 points conceded. We know how many times we've shipped that amount of points off. It's actually been a while since we've conceded this many points. And look, you're going to get punished. Our record when we concede over 120 is just trash. So this one's done. Yeah. Look, I mean, it's like partially to do with the coaching in the sense that I don't know why the fuck JV persisted with small ball for so long. Like, it just, simply put, is the dumbest idea. And then to play blitz for this long, like, you're just allowing open shots. It's not like our blitz is ever effective. So, look, I think it was always going to be a matchup nightmare, this one, especially with no Dayron Sharp, no Finney Smith, no Simmons. Yeah. It's pretty killer. So, yeah. 134, 118. We're going to wind this one down. But, look, it was all done in the third quarter, really. That being said, they've absolutely piled on the points in the last quarter as well. How many points have they scored? Like 28, I think. So, look, valiant effort, I would say, with the personnel we've got available, but we're just too small. We were just too small, and the plays that they've put out there, they just cooked, and they recognised the advantage and just kept feeding into it. We don't do that enough with the advantages we sometimes have, and we don't capitalise enough. We're too passive, and we got killed. Eubanks is going to back down Giles. The kick out is knocked away, and Goodwin's fumbled it. Bro, I swear to God, Dennis didn't even touch that. Goodwin, the drive, the layup, scores over Dennis, who barely got minutes in this second half either. As well, I guess you could say. Walker behind the back. The layup is saucy. But the Suns would dribble out the clock. And even though their defense was pretty shithouse, when you've got Booker, Beal, and KD, this should be the expectation, to score 136 points nearly every game. They did what they had to do. And quite frankly, if they didn't, it would have been a disaster for the Suns. But they got the job done, and the clock will expire, and that will do it. So ultimately, we outscore them in the quarter, but not quite by the advantage that you would mildly expect from a Suns last quarter. But that is it. And the Nets lose by 16, shipping off a crap ton of points. Those leaving now, if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like on the way out, and subscribe if you are new. We will be doing a short post game. We dropped to 19 and 28 on the season. The Suns, I mean, look at those percentages. Like, you're never, ever going to lose a game shooting like that. Shooting like that. Getting 32 free throws, shooting above 50% from the field, from three, shooting above 60% from the field. Like, 28 for Nurkic, 33 for KD, 22 to Booker. Like, it's just, like, we saw this coming. Nurkic scoring 28 is just pretty poverty by this team. To not try something different in the second half, he should not be, having 15 shots a game, let alone scoring 28 points from those 15 shots. We didn't force enough turnovers in the second half. I do feel at the back end of the game, there may have been a small inkling of hope. Ultimately, though, this team just didn't have the firepower, really, and didn't have the personnel to really combat what the Suns were doing on offense. Cam Thomas ended the game with 25 points, the high man, 2 steals to go with 4 dimes. Walker had 17 off the bench. Bridges hit 6 threes. Johnson was decent. Claxton scored 12 and had 9 boards, but didn't really have much help guarding, in terms of guarding Nurkic. And Spencer had 16. He wasn't awful either. Overall, it wasn't a bad game on the offensive side. We shot 50-40, not quite 90. The free throws really dried up in the second half. Only the 13 when you have 20 less free throws than your opposition, that's always going to place you in a bad spot. The turnovers, we let ourselves down in the third quarter. We conceded 42 points in that quarter, and 8 of our 11 turnovers happened in that quarter. So that just speaks to the importance of playing 4 quarters. 1 quarter can absolutely send you in the bin, like put you in the bin, you know, in terms of the potential outcome. 8 turnovers is too much. Like, you know, that is the difference, really. Rebounds, we got killed by about 15, but I think that speaks more about how many shots the Suns were making. And really the fact that because they were making all these shots, we didn't have a chance, simply put, to actually get the rebound. So, yeah, that is really all. We hit 16 threes. That's a good return. So it's good to see the threes are falling now. Mikal, Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas making threes help. And Lonnie off the bench. We didn't have him for the longest time. He played 30 minutes tonight. So it's fair to say he is off the minutes restriction. He had 7 dimes and 4 steals with the 19 points. So I think he was superb today. But it really comes down to one simple thing. And it's simply put, we didn't have enough height, size, physicality. There was none of it today. A lot of jump shots for Phoenix, a lot of free throws for Phoenix. There wasn't really a lot of us meeting them at the rim and not fouling. It was just too easy for them. The rebounds, as we've seen, fair disparity there, but probably because, you know, they had more, well, the Suns were getting a lot of free throws if they weren't scoring. Like if they were missing shots, they were getting bailed out by a free throw. And overall, they missed only 30 shots for the game. So compared to our 46, that's obviously going to lead to a few more rebounds. So overall, this was all offense today. And there's not really any other way you can really there's no two ways about it. That's the way the game went, you know, and the scoreline really indicates that. So that's gonna do it from me. If there's any final comments you have, let's have a look. I hate to tell you this, but Mikal doesn't seem to be a clutch player. Well, granted, it shouldn't have even, like, Mikal had his moments where he didn't convert, but he hit 6 threes on 50% shooting. So this game is like a blowout if Mikal doesn't convert like even half of those. The Nets should have expected to lose based on those idiotic uniforms. You are obsessed with the idiotic nature of the uniforms. I know it's true, but I feel like we don't need to hear it more than once. I think the Nets have, like, that ship has sailed for Nets fans. I think we're talking about the on-field product now. Let's have a look at what other people are saying. We played small ball and got nerked. We did, yeah. I think that is the greatest way to sum it up, really. One of the few Aussie Net fans, I think, hang in there, mate, our time will come again. Well, I don't know how far away it is, given we're sitting in mediocrity, but all we can do is just take it one game at a time, not really get too obsessed with the direction of the franchise and just worry about what we're watching on the court. Unfortunately, it wasn't a win today, but I think going in, it was always going to be a tough assignment. We knew Ben was out. We knew Finney-Smith was out. We knew that JV was probably not going to play Harry Giles. We know Dayron Sharp is out. So it's a really bad game to have all those players out. But, you know, what can you do, really? Do we know when Ben will be back? Well, I'm hoping it's against Philly. So, yeah, hopefully that is what eventuates, especially with Embiid and Maxey out. Well, I don't know. In typical Net fashion, it would be so Nets to have to play Philly when Embiid and Maxey return. I don't think Embiid's going to play because hyperextensions are bad injuries, and obviously we saw what happened yesterday. Maxey, I can so see him returning to play us and absolutely cooking, which would be great for my fantasy team, but not so much for my Nets fandom. So, yeah, I mean, his agent has said that he's going to play against Philly. Like, the fall was so innocuous. I think a baby would actually be able to recover quicker than Ben, um, and be less affected because he even got helped on the way down. It was a very graceful fall. I don't even know how he got injured on the back of that. But as I've said time and time again, this guy's made of glass. We know he's good when he does play. The problem is that argument is sort of useless if he doesn't play. So take those words in whatever way you will. But anyway, we will be back for Nets Philly on the weekend. It'll be an earlier start, so make sure to tune in then. But until then, thank you. Make sure to stay safe in the time in between. Thanks for tuning in, your chat messages, all of that. Is there an Australian Pro Basketball League? It is. There is one. The NBL. It's where LaMelo Ball started before he joined the NBA. It is where Josh Giddey was before he went to the NBA. So quite a few players from the NBA, like that's where they start before they go to the NBA, and then that's also where they go potentially if they're not good enough, you know. So it's a good little league that I think is well, it's slowly becoming larger and more recognized. You see a couple of teams from Australia play NBA teams in preseason. So yeah, there is a league. If you want to search it up, you can and see what it's all about. It's only 10-minute quarters though. I think it's FIBA rules. So 10-minute quarters. The score lines are much smaller, lower. It's like some games will be decided like 85-80, and that's normal because a lot of teams usually don't exceed the 100-point mark. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you for tuning in, as I've said. We will see you in 48, 72 hours, whenever it is. But thank you. Have a good one. See ya. Bye for now.